Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, for your key to the week, you have the Tower card, right? So here's the thing, because the Tower card is infusing all of your sectors this week. So your key to the week is kind of like that overarching or permeating energy that you yourself, or should I say that your specific sign is working under. And the Tower card can be shocking, big, quick, fast revelations. It can see big, fast changes of pace, fast changes of direction, and sometimes it can see you working on things that you didn't expect to be, you know. So it's kind of like yeah, I always see the Tower card as like, at the moment that it happens, you're like, oh my, like shit, okay. You know, but then after you're like, okay, cool, that was actually, it's kind of worked out well. So this is infusing all of your sectors. Now this week I do feel like a lot of your plans are going to be subject to change, so just be flexible, all right? You're a mutable sign, so you do this really well anyway. For your actions and options, you have the Judgment card, so do expect a blast from the past, and this is going to be one that is very sudden. It might be that you run into somebody that you never expected to see again. It might be that you end up connecting with somebody that, you know, it could be like a long lost situation, somebody that you know haven't seen for years, that you lost their number and you've never been able to find them since, like you haven't been able to track them down on Facebook, or, you know, all of that sort of stuff. This week could see you really having a very surprising turn of events where you're reconnecting with somebody that you either had sworn that you would never speak to again, or you just completely lost contact or track of. But this could happen very suddenly, very shockingly, and usually, I mean, with the Judgment card and the Tower card, I've seen this represent things like, so on the wider world stage, this could be things like earthquakes, it could be underwater explosions, it could be, you know, buildings literally coming down. That's one aspect of this as well. It could also represent spontaneously finding something that ends up being worth a fucking fortune. So this is a week for you to just be completely, you know, as much as you can be on the alert. And yeah, if you happen to be going shopping this week, keep your eyes peeled on the antiques, anything that looks sort of different, unusual, or strange, because the chances are it could be worth, you know, a lot of money. Now on an environmental level, I mean, your Judgment card is what you're doing, so the chances are some sort of travel that you're doing this week makes you could be ending up running into somebody that you haven't seen for a long time. That's how I feel this is likely to play out for you. On an environmental level, it could be that there is some sort of, I mean, it could possibly be a natural disaster, but it could just as easily be something to do with mines, you know, all that kind of stuff. So if you live in any region where there is that kind of thing, maybe a week to avoid. All right, for your communications and conversations, you have the Seven of Cups. So this could be a little bit of a spacey week for you guys. All right, you could find that this week it's either hard to keep track of everything, or maybe, you know, I mean, it's a Mercury retrograde, maybe you are saying one thing and you know, maybe you're speaking in English and they're hearing you in, I don't know, Panda Bear. You know, like it could just be like a complete crossing of wires. If you are dealing with somebody from your past, maybe somebody that is coming back in that either wants to work with you, connect with you, or collaborate with you, just because it is the Seven of Cups, and you know that this is all under the guise of the Tower, for me it's a no. However, you know, obviously you're always free to make your own choice, and it will be what it will be, right? This is, don't ever take my word as 100% law. Take what works for you and leave what doesn't, all right? But yeah, just for me, I'm going to say it's going to be a no from me. For your Judgment card and the Seven of Cups, yeah, I just feel like you know, it's like one of those ones where you go to the supermarket and you hear a voice and you're like, I know that voice. You go round the aisle and it's somebody that you haven't seen in like 10 years and you're like, oh my God, like, what are you doing here? You could just be that sort of energy where this week you're running into someone or connecting with somebody that you just think, never in a million years would I have thought I'd be reconnecting with this person. So for your money and materials, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So your money is good, right? Your finances are great. In fact, whatever it is that you've set in motion sort of recently, or certainly over the course of this week, it looks like your finances are taking a long-term, it looks like your finances are taking a long-term boost, which is really nice. Now, when it comes to your physical health looks good. However, it does look like some of you might be dealing with a recurring theme. And this week, it's very likely to have something to do with, because your Judgment card is Pluto. So it might be something to do with, I want to say like a skin condition. And I know Pluto doesn't rule skin, but because of the combination that I'm seeing, I know what I'm looking at. I want to say, yeah, like, you know, that sort of rashy type thing. And it might just be because this week maybe you are nervous about something, or maybe something comes up and you're just, you know, when you get really flustered and you're like, your cheeks start to go red, or you get, what's it called? I think it's called hives. Maybe, you know, that could be. Sorry, I'm laughing because this has happened to me before, including one time where I ran into somebody who I kind of hit on when I was drunk, and I tell you, I wish the ground could have opened up and swallowed me whole, especially once my friends had told me, you know, like, this is actually what you were saying when you were drunk, and I was like, I've forgotten about that, so I would rather not know. Thanks for that. So it could be one of those. It could be a really funny scenario. I don't see it necessarily being heavy. I just see it being like one of those, like, oh gosh, like really. On a home level, home looks good, but it does look, again, so we saw some delays for you previously. It looks like there's something happening in your local area that may very well be affecting whatever it is that you're doing when it comes to the home. However, you know, I kind of feel, because that's 7 weeks, so by the time we get into sort of late summer, I actually feel like everything will move and you'll be in a good place. But yeah, actually you have one of the best weeks for money out of all of the signs so far. For your love and relations, you've got the Six of Swords. This is really nice because I'm seeing travel coming up for you guys, which is great, right? Your Six of Swords. Now, usually this I see as long distance travel. One thing I will say to you though, if you're getting an invite from this person from your past that you run into, I would make a polite excuse. Just something for you to consider, but I am seeing you guys planning some sort of travel that is happening either next year or later this year, and those plans are a go, which is nice. All right, so with that said, that is your week in a nutshell. I hope it's helped you in some way, shape or form. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.